And now, presenting the field for the 48th Fantasy. Number 1 is R.A. Hill Stable, Flying P Stable, and Corms Racing Stable's Ice Princess. Danny Gargan is the trainer, and the jockey is Kendrick Carmouche. Number 2 is Siaglia Racing, Highland Yard, River Oak Farm, and Dominic Savides' Venetian Harbor. Richard Baltus is the trainer, and the jockey is Flavian Pratt. Number 3 is Peter J. Callahan's Swiss Skydiver. Kenny McPeak is the trainer. The jockey is Brian Hernandez Jr. Number 4 is Lake Avenue, owned by Godolphin and trained by Billy Mott. The jockey, John Velasquez. Number 5 is the estate of Harvey Clark and Paul Braverman's Harvey's Lil Goyle. Billy Mott is the trainer, and the jockey is Martin Garcia. Number 6 is Perrine Time Thoroughbred's Kansas Kiss. Raymond Handel is the trainer, and the jockey is Florent Giroux. Number 7 is She Dares the Devil, owned by Fleury Racing Stables, Cutter Racing Limited, and Bigot Farms. Brad Cox is the trainer, and the jockey is Joel Rosario. Number 8 is Novogratz Racing Stable Incorporated's Ringleader. Mac Robertson is the trainer, and the jockey is Joe Talamo. Number 9 is Inga Demret's Lady Glamour. Kenny Smith is the trainer. The jockey is Julie Burke. Number 10 is Matacat Stable, Michael Dubb, and the Elkstone Group's British Idiom. Brad Cox is the trainer, and the jockey is Javier Castellano. Number 11 is Susan Moulton's Fire Coral. Steve Asmussen is the trainer. The jockey is Tyler Bays. Number 12 is Commonwealth New Era Racing, Matacat Stable, and Wonder Stable's New York Groove. Mike Trombetta is the trainer, and the jockey is Stuart Elliott. Number 13 is Lazy Daisy, owned by ERJ Racing, Great Friends Stable, CTR Racing, MyHorseRacing.com Stable, Tom Manser, and Jerry Karoom. Lazy Daisy is trained by Doug O'Neill, and the jockey is David Cohen. And completing the field, number 14, Ed and Susie Orr's Alta's Award. Steve Asmussen is the trainer. The jockey is Ricardo Santana Jr. That's the field for the 48th running of the Fantasy. They're off. Venetian Harbor broke very well and goes to the front from Ringleader in second. Swiss Skydiver away in third, then to the far outside, and Lazy Daisy, she breaks fourth. At the clubhouse turn, it will be Venetian Harbor and Flavian Pratt to set the pace. She's opened up a 2-length lead on Ringleader and Swiss Skydiver. Lake Avenue comes away running in fourth, with Lady Glamour outside of her in fifth. Lazy Daisy makes her way to the rail. Good move there. Lazy Daisy has 5 lengths to make up. She crossed in front of She Dares the Devil. Alta's Award is midfield. Then comes Ice Princess and Harvey's Little Goyle. Champion British Idiom only has 2 beat. They are New York Groove, Kansas Kiss, and well behind the field is Fire Coral. That's the 14 of them up the backstretch in the 48th Fantasy. Venetian Harbor, high cruising speed, but Swiss Skydiver going to come take her on with a half mile left to run. Venetian Harbor just a half length in front. Swiss Skydiver is second by 2 lengths to Lake Avenue, who rides the rail into good striking position. Ringleader just outside of her. British Idiom is beginning to pass horses. Here is British Idiom in the green sleeves within 7 of the lead. She just went by Lazy Daisy. Top of the stretch, Venetian Harbor is alongside Swiss Skydiver, and these two have raced away. Venetian Harbor half ahead. Swiss Skydiver is alongside, and it looks like these two in a match race in the Fantasy. Venetian Harbor is back in front half ahead. Swiss Skydiver gonna make her work all the way to the wire. These two are 20 lengths in front. Swiss Skydiver, Venetian Harbor, and Swiss Skydiver is going to run away and win the Fantasy. Swiss Skydiver beat Venetian Harbor. It was double digits back to She Dares the Devil and Alta's Award.
Here there in the winner's circle with a happy but surprised Kenny McPeak, who saddled Swiss Skydiver to victory in today's Grade 3 Fantasy. Great ride by Brian Hernandez, getting the win for owner Peter Callahan, 16-1, as she scores back-to-back stakes, graded stakes wins, as she comes off a very nice win in the Tampa Oaks. Now, kind of surprising, she pressed a really quick pace. Kind of looks like she's tactical, which could be a very nice advantage moving forward.
Well, she's very tactical. We had a hard time getting a two-turn race out of her early, as a 2-year-old. I really tried. Seems like every time we entered, the race either didn't fill or there was always an excuse one way or another. But anyway, we ran her short 3 times, and then when I finally got her long, she's been as good as it gets, going longer. My wife blew up our betting account today because I went to wager on the race when I saw 20-1, and she'd already bet everything. So what's mine's hers and what's hers is hers, right?
Exactly. So obviously more points towards the starting gate in the Kentucky Oaks now the first Friday in September. Now moving forward, kind of have to reschedule what's going to happen between now and then.
Yeah, good question. You know, there really aren't a lot of choices right now, so we'll just take it as it comes. I'd love to think that they reschedule the Ashland, maybe so it sets up for the Oaks. Be a pretty good year to win the Gulfstream Park Oaks, the the Fantasy, the Ashland, and the Kentucky Oaks. But anyway, we'll see if we can get her there. But I'm just thrilled for Pete Callahan. You know, Peter, and actually we've had a slump for 3, 4, almost 5 years. We couldn't get a good horse, and now he's got a really special one, and him and his daughters are really enjoying this, and the rest of his family. So that's really what it's all about.
Well, this certainly looked like a Grade 1 on paper, but Kenny McPeak scoring the Grade 3 Fantasy with Swiss Skydiver, who plunged at 16-1, making you and your wife very happy.
Well, tip of the hat to all my staff. You know, this filly was in Summerfield at our training center. She was at Gulfstream for part of the winter. She shipped to Tampa. She shipped to Fairgrounds. Mike Cliers handled her here. Now she goes back to Keeneland or Churchill. So everybody's done a great job on all bases.
A lot of stamps on her passport. Congratulations to all the connections.
Thanks.